Dearly beloved, one of the most destructive forces in life that can become part of human nature is envy. We ought not envy anyone or anything, especially sinners. The Word of God says in Proverbs 23, the 17th verse, let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in fear of the Lord all day long. For surely there is an end, and thing, and thine expectation shall not be cut off. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. It is so important for us as believers not look at the world and begin to envy what they are doing or what they are part of. And many times we are tempted in that area. It may come through watching a television program, like the program of the rich and the famous, and we desire to have the same things. And we look at the world and we believe from what they are displaying to us that they are having fun or they are living the real life. And sometimes it causes something within us, within our flesh, to envy what they are doing because it seems like everything is going their way. Dearly beloved, that is the same spirit, envy, that arrested the heart of Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, the devil himself, when he looked upon God himself and desired to be like God. And dearly beloved, you know the situation that he is in now. The word says that he was cast out of heaven by Michael, the archangel, and a third of the host followed him. They followed him because they had put themselves in a place of envy. And that's why I say envy is one of the most deadliest disease to the human mind. And the world plays on that. And it put us in a position of never being satisfied or content with God has done for us. You see, when you look at your life, you have to realize what God has done for you. What he has done for you is exactly what he wanted to do for you. Many times we are told that we are missing out on the blessed life because we are not doing a certain thing. Dearly beloved, the Word of God makes it clear what you and I ought to do rather than to seek things out, knowing that somehow those very same things that we are trying to catch will ultimately destroy us. And God knows that. That's like a dog that runs after cars. Do you know eventually he's going to catch up with one of those cars and the wheel will become his enemy and he will be possibly killed? Well, dearly beloveds, many things that we do not have, it is because God is meeting our needs. And this is the place where he desired to be, to meet our needs. Not necessarily everything that we want, but our needs. And when he is meeting our needs, we need to be thankful and grateful and find contentment. As Paul writes in, I believe, Philippians, he said, I have learned to be content. So it's the process of learning, beloved. We don't born with that. We born with selfishness. We are born with greed. We are born with a desire to have that which someone else have when we don't have it. So dearly beloved, think about it for a while and ask the Lord to let you know exactly what you need to do in order to get your life in line and in order with God, so that way you can live the life that God has for you, living in the contentment that God has called you to. And if you have a true, deliberate fear of the Lord, as the word says, that there is a fear that we ought to have of the Lord all day long. And that keeps us from looking at others and what others have, because we recognize the word. We are students of the word. So we recognize that this is not the right thing to do or the right state of being to be. So, dearly beloved, know this. Envious is one of the most destructive forces in life, and the very thing that Satan used and was cast out from heaven. And the same thing that he used when he spoke to Adam and Eve and said to them basically that God was holding back from them. And they became envious and desired to be as God was, and they were cast out of the garden. So, dearly beloved, be not cast out today, but rather trust and believe God and trust His holy and divine word. And I say to you that you would be blessed if you learn how to be content with what God has bestowed upon you. Be blessed today.